Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? It's your boy Chris. It's your boy Chris. I am a mechanical engineer that has an MBA that has taught finance for over 20 years. And in this particular podcast, everybody, we're going to talk about the 10 wealthiest Hispanics on earth right now. September, everybody, if you're not familiar with the fact, is actually Hispanic Heritage Month. And one of my buddies who's Latino asked me to do a podcast on the 10 wealthiest Hispanics in the world right now. And the reason why he asked me to do that was because about a year ago, I did a podcast on the 10 wealthiest blacks in the world right now. So I thought, this would be pretty cool, this being Hispanic Heritage Month. Let me give a shout out to all my Latino listeners, all my Hispanic listeners, and do basically drop a podcast on what these individuals, these men and women have done to build generational wealth, to become billionaires, and to basically be a positive example to their community and to all communities. So let's get started. The 10th wealthiest Hispanic person, everybody, to ever live is Alejandro Santo Domingo from Colombia. Alejandro Santo Domingo was born in 1977 in Colombia. He manages the Santo Domingo Group, and he is a board member of several corporations such as the Bavaria Brewery. He owns Caracol Television. He owns a minority stake in the Washington Commanders, the National Football League, and the NFL. And on top of that, he's also a minority owner in the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City. According to Forbes.com, Alejandro Santo Domingo is currently worth in 2025 $2.6 billion with a B dollars. And he's the 10th richest Hispanic person on earth. Next, the 9th richest Hispanic person on earth is Alejandro Gual, was born in 1960, and he's of Mexican descent. His tremendous wealth comes, everybody, from inheriting his father's massive business empire that includes the Grupo Bal conglomerate. And their family fortune was built, everybody, primarily through mining industries, and he owns one of the largest silver mining operations on earth in Mexico. His conglomerate also includes interest in retail, in finance, and in insurance. And Alejandro Gual is the 9th richest Hispanic person on earth in 2025. And according to Forbes magazine, he is currently worth 10.1 with a B billion dollars. The 8th richest Hispanic person on earth is Maria Asuncion Iramburuzabala from Mexico. That's a mouthful. Maria Iramburuzabala was born in 1963, and she's of Mexican descent. And she's a billionaire businesswoman. In 1925, everybody, the Mexican brewery Modelo, yes, that Modelo, was created, and the CEO's son, Felix Iramburuzabala, took over the company, but unfortunately he died in 1995 of lung cancer. Several groups from America and Europe tried to step in immediately and purchase Modelo, but the founders and the grandchildren of this gentleman joined forces, and his granddaughters bonded together, as well as his grandsons, and they created the Tresaia Group. In addition to Modelo, she's a chairperson of Tresaia Capital, which is a venture capital firm, everybody, that also invests heavily into a private equity, real estate, infrastructure, venture capital, and Mexican startups. At the time of this recording in 2025, Maria Iramburuzabala is worth approximately $6.2 billion with a B dollars, and she's the 8th richest Hispanic person on earth. Drop a comment in the comment section below, everybody. Let me know what you think. Do you think it's cool that a woman of Hispanic descent and her sisters and her brothers literally fought off the United States of America to some extent to stop American investors from stealing Modelo and her grandfather's company? Drop a comment below and let me know what you think about that. To me, I think it's pretty dope when people start a business and then their grandkids generations later are still fighting to keep that business in their name. Next, the 7th richest Hispanic person on earth is Luis Carlos Gutierrez from Colombia. Luis Carlos Gutierrez built the majority of his financial empire with Grupo Aval, of which he's the majority shareholder and chairman. And Luis Carlos Gutierrez founded Grupo Aval as a holding company to gather his banking, his telecommunications, and his real estate interests. At the time of this recording, everybody, in 2025, Forbes estimates that Luis Gutierrez from Colombia is worth approximately $6.6 billion with the B dollars, and he's the 7th richest Hispanic person on earth. Next, the 6th richest Hispanic person on earth is Jorge Paulo Lemann from Brazil. Jorge Paulo Lemann was born in 1939 in Brazil, and he's a Brazilian investment banker, entrepreneur, and former professional tennis player. He co-founded the investment firm 3G Capital, which owns brands such as Burger King, Tim Hortons, Anheuser-Busch, and Heinz. In 1960, he received his bachelor's degree in economics from Harvard University, and he nearly got kicked out at the end of his freshman year for lighting fireworks in his dorm room. Another very, very cool thing I found about Mr. Jorge Paulo Lemann is that he was a professional tennis player and was an extremely good athlete when he was young. In fact, he won the Brazilian National Tennis Championship 5 times. He played in the Davis Cup twice, and he played in Wimbledon in 1962. In other words, this guy was essentially an NBA player type tennis player in his heyday, in his athletic prime. And as a former athlete and as a guy who boxed and kickboxing, got offers to do both sports professionally, I've always found it very dope when I meet extremely successful people in one industry that branch off into another. And tennis athletes like Jorge, Paulo, Lemann almost 50 years ago, and today he's a billionaire entrepreneur. I find it to be extremely dope because you can be two things. You can be an extremely good athlete and you can be extremely smart at the same time. At the time of this recording, everybody, in 2025, Jorge Paulo Lemann is worth approximately $17 billion with a B dollars, and he's the 6th richest Hispanic person on earth. Please hit the notification button so you know I drop new content, everybody. Please hit the like button, please share the video, please comment, please subscribe, both the algorithm, and I thoroughly enjoy giving you guys free content here on YouTube. Additionally, if you're interested in sending your kids to college for free, check out this book that's gonna pop up about right here, where I walk you through how I got over $300,000 to get my engineering degree for free. If I went to college for free, so can you. Next, the 5th richest Hispanic person on earth is Iris Fontainbha from Chile. Iris Fontainbha Gonzalez was born in 1944, and she is a Chilean mining impresario, a media proprietor, an entrepreneur, an investment banker, and owner of Antofagasta PLC. In 2005, she inherited her husband's business empire, Antofagasta, which is a Chilean mining company. And they control Banco de Chile, Madeco, Copper Products, CCU, which is the country's largest brewery, and the shipping company CSAV. She is worth approximately $26 billion with the B dollars, and she is the 5th richest Hispanic person on earth. Next, the 4th richest Hispanic person on earth is Ricardo Salinas Pliego from Mexico. Ricardo Salinas Pliego was born in 1955, and he's a Mexican businessman, entrepreneur, and founder and chairman of Grupo Salinas. Ricardo made his billions in the telecommunications industry, finance, and in the retail industry, primarily in Mexico and in South America. Ricardo Salinas Pliego graduated as a CPA from ITESM University in Monterrey, and he obtained his MBA, everybody, from Tulane University. In 2001, Salinas launched and founded Azteca TV, which today is one of the world's 2 largest Spanish language television producers in the planet. In 2003, Salinas bought Lucicell, which is the first cell phone company in Mexico, and 4 years later, it merged everybody with Unilon, which he sold to AT&T in 2015 for billions of dollars. Salinas has also given TED Talks and has written articles in the New York Times, the Boston Globe, Newsweek, and the LA Times. At the time of this recording, everybody, in 2025, Ricardo Salinas Pliego is worth approximately $28 billion with the B dollars, and he's the 4th richest Hispanic person on earth. The 3rd richest Hispanic person on earth, everybody, is Hermann Larea Mota Velasco from Mexico. Hermann Larea Mota Velasco was born in 1953, and he's the CEO of Grupo Mexico. At the time of this recording, everybody, in 2025, Grupo Mexico is the largest mining corporation in Latin America and the 3rd largest producer of copper in the world. Larea has been a chairman, president, and CEO of Grupo Mexico since 1994. And at the time of this recording, everybody, in 2025, Hermann Larea Mota Velasco is worth approximately $32 billion with a B dollars, and he's the 3rd richest Hispanic person on earth. Next, the 2nd richest Hispanic person on earth, everybody, is Eduardo Saverin. Eduardo Saverin was born, everybody, in 1982. He is an angel investor, a philanthropist, a venture capitalist, and he actually helped co-found Facebook. Amazing. Guy was born in 1982. He's an angel investor, and he is heavy in transformative technology such as AI and healthcare. And he is currently the 2nd richest person in Brazil and is the richest person in Singapore. Eduardo Saverin, everybody, is worth approximately $38 billion with the B dollars at the time that I'm recording to 2025, and he is the 2nd richest Hispanic person on earth. And lastly, the richest Hispanic person on earth, everybody, is Carlos Slim Domingo from Mexico, and he can only be described as a Mexican business oligarch. From 2010 to 2013, Mr. Slim was the richest person on earth according to Forbes magazine, and Mr. Slim has amassed his considerable wealth by owning a number of Mexican companies throughout his conglomerate, Grupo Carso, and he is currently the richest person on earth in Mexico. Mr. Slim amassed his considerable wealth by owning a number of Mexican companies through his conglomerate, Grupo Carso. His corporate conglomerate spans numerous industries in Mexico that include education, healthcare, industrial mining, transportation, real estate, mass media, mining operations, energy, renewable energy, manufacturing, technology, retail, professional sports, and finance, just to name a few. The vast majority of Mr. Slim's wealth essentially came from telecommunications and his company, America Mobile, ISPT, Telmex, and Telcel, where he essentially had a virtual monopoly on the cell phone market in Mexico, and he has tremendous foothold in all of Latin America. Interestingly, Mr. Slim's parents were Lebanese Christian immigrants from Lebanon, and his dad taught him the importance of accounting, of finance, interpreting financial statements, and running a business at an extremely early age. And by the age of 12, Mr. Slim bought his first stock, and he learned the concept of compounding interest and studied civil engineering at the University of Mexico. Now, if anybody knows me, know this. I'm a mechanical engineer and I have an MBA. I love reading about extremely wealthy men and women that have engineering degrees and finance and an MBA. Why? Because at the end of the day, that is a match made in proverbial heaven. At the time of this recording, everybody, in 2025, Mr. Slim is worth approximately 101 billion with a B dollars. And with the way his wealth is going, it's probably going to continue to skyrocket over the next couple of decades. One of the reasons why I want to do this podcast right now is because when it comes to a lot of the narrative going on today, the individuals I spoke about on this list, they're not basically bringing in or nothing like that into America. They're not with calves the size of cantaloupes. At the end of the day, everybody, there are a lot of negative stereotypes going on around a lot of my Hispanic and my Latino brethren in my country, the United States of America. And I like lists like this because it kind of points out that the tremendous ingenuity, the tremendous intelligence, and the tremendous entrepreneurial power that exists with our brothers down in Latin America. So as a result of that, I'm very happy to do this podcast. And thank you, Otto, for asking me to do this podcast on the 10 wealthiest Hispanic people on earth. With that, lastly, I want to give a shout out to my sponsor, Click Solutions. If you need digital marketing, website development, something to essentially edit your YouTube videos, they're the best in the business, meeting all of your digital needs. Second, I want you to check out this video right here, where I talk about the 10 wealthiest black people on earth. This channel, everybody, Financipation is all about making money. It's all about saving money. It's all about investing money. It's all about building generational wealth, and it's all about financially emancipating yourself from generational poverty. You can book a one-on-one session at any point. The link is below. I am not giving you financial advice in this channel. You just make responsible decisions based on the thorough independent research that you do for yourself. Lastly, please check out my website, www.therealfinancipation.com. Check out my Instagram, @thereal_financipation. Check out my Spotify, Financipation, and my TikTok, Financipation. Additionally, please join my Facebook tribe, Financipation, and check out my financial blog, Financipation, where I go into a lot more detail about things like the 4% rule, angel investing, dynasty trust, skipping the probate, irrevocable versus revocable trust, and a lot more detail in regards to just different trusts. Also, on top of everybody, I'm also going to be dropping my Patreon account very soon, where I go into a lot more detail about things that I'm not going to talk about for free on YouTube. And yeah, at the end of the day, everybody, thank you for checking out my projects and checking out my content. It's your boy Chris. Please like, please comment, please share, please subscribe. That was the algorithm. I thoroughly enjoyed giving you guys free content. And drop a comment below, everybody. It's your boy Chris. I'm out. Peace.